Howdy ho, my peeps. Okay, this is the end of the midterm elections, November 6th, 2018. And this is how I'm going to end my day. Grant and I went and had lunch after we went to the 99-cent store. And I was so tired, it didn't even occur to me to film some lunch. I was just tired. So we sat there and we had our Maui barbecue and came on home. I fell into bed. I slept for 2.5 hours. And then I woke up to my son frantically calling because he'd lost his graphing calculator. So he had to get a new calculator today, and a graphing calculator is not cheap.
What do you mean? I have one I could send you.
Yeah, no, that won't do for his physics midterm tomorrow, unfortunately. So he was all stressed out. And so then I got up and I came out here, and Grant handed me a box that I received from Cynthia at Old Broad. She and I do the masking videos together every Sunday, almost every Sunday. He asked if I wanted to open the box. Yeah, sure, I'll open the box. I'm sitting there going through this stuff, and he's like, man, he says, you better open that. You better finish opening that on camera. That stuff is too cool to keep to yourself. And he was absolutely right. So I'm gonna finish opening this box on camera. But first, I wanted to show you something. So somebody suggested, or actually a couple of you guys suggested, that I put my pearls in some sort of a display instead of leaving them up in the craft stuff. I think that's a good idea. So I went to my stash of candle jars. I never throw these away. I've got, I don't know, maybe 20 of them all washed and ready to go. That's one style. And then this is a little chunkier style. And so I'm going to go ahead and put my pearl collection in probably this chunky one. And I think I'm going to put my pearl garlands that I made, I'm going to put them down into this. Because I'm not ready to use them, and they will look pretty just kind of sitting around. So that's what I'm going to do while I talk to you. So, all of you who voted, don't you feel proud of yourselves and good that you took the time to go do that? I sure do. We did end up, like I said, having to go downtown so Grant could do his provisional registration and voting. Couldn't do that at the polling place. You had to go down to the regular office. So we did that, and that was fine. I enjoyed driving downtown. I don't get downtown very often anymore. So it was kind of nice to drive down there. And then my friend Beverly Green, who has been working for the post office for years and years, she read my post and she says, dang, you guys are right down by my job. You should have stopped by. I wish I'd thought of that, because we would have. So anyhow, yeah, I feel real good. I still haven't even looked at any of the preliminary election results to have any idea at all about how things are going. In some ways, I'm really less interested in that than I was interested in participating. So, I'm just glad it's all done. Boy, some of these, look at how pretty this is. I mean, this is just this is a multi-strand. What is this, a 5-strand? A 5-strand. Beautiful thing. Just lovely. These are going to need to be restrung. And I don't think I have any here that are knotted. You know how they'll put a pearl on, they'll tie a knot and put another pearl on. They usually do that for real pearls. Sometimes they do that for very, very high-end imitation pearls or cultured pearls. I'm almost afraid I washed I washed my little bracelet and every bit of the pearl came off of it. I was going to show it to you, but I can't find it right now. Every bit of the pearl came off of that thing. And I'm afraid that if I tried to soak or wash this, that the same thing would happen. Because the pearls are kind of sticky. And I think that means that the coating is beginning to wear off. I don't know. But for the time being, they're going to go in here. So this little thing is so sweet. Look at how sweet this is. Just this little, probably a little 18-inch graduated pearl thing. The sort of thing that, a girl would have that she would wear to her junior prom or to her going out on a date with somebody or to church. Just so sweet. Not expensive. They probably got them at Woolworth, but they're just such sweet. I guess you would call them gemstones. They're just so sweet. Okay, now here is, have these been knotted? I think these have been knotted. They have been. Okay, here's an example. These were made in Japan. And I'm sure they're not real because they don't have the weight. Real pearls are weighty. This feels like the pearl has been sprayed on something light. But you can see that they are knotted. So you're supposed to be able to tell, these obviously aren't, but you're supposed to be able to tell if they're real by rubbing them on your teeth. And if they feel gritty, it's an indication that they're real, but these are obviously not real. If a strand of pearls like this were real, it would not have a cheap ass clasp. I mean, it would be a little jeweled clasp. So it's another way, take a look at the clasp. So put those in there. Man, I just need a little time to decompress. Try to figure out what I'm going to do next now that all this tension's over with. Well, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow at 1, I will be at my dead friend's mother's house with my camera, with my smartphone. They don't have smartphones. And we are going to photograph all of my friends' musical instruments and look them up on eBay, try to get an idea of their worth so that her mother can start making an inventory. That is going to be pretty, huh? Start making an inventory of her daughter's belongings for the probate. And this is another really pretty strand. Here's the pearls that will hang in the front, and then here's the adjustable chain at the back, and then here's the clasp. So you'd put it, like here it is on the very last one. So this is something that would fit some pretty narrow little necks. And these are not knotted. Although I love the luster of this particular strand. They're just beautiful. And they don't feel too sticky, so I think I might be able to soak them and not lose the pearl stuff. If any of you guys know how to clean old artificial pearls, if there's a safe way to do it, please let me know, because that's nothing I've ever tried before. Here's another little strand. This looks like maybe a 20-inch strand. And it's got one of those pretty little antique clasps on it. Again, imitation, but pretty. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. What's that? Then the following day, Thursday, is my birthday. The big 5-9. Look at this pretty little double strand. That's pretty. Grant was asking me what I wanted to do for my birthday. Did we decide, honey, what we're going to do for my birthday? I don't think we did, huh? I said nothing. So I think maybe I'll make a dinner that I particularly like, and maybe we'll pick. Oh, I know what we can do on my birthday. We can go pick up your Baskin Robbins ice cream. He has a certificate to get a pint of Baskin Robbins for having given blood. Years ago, so sweet. And it doesn't have an expiration date, so we're going to see if we can't get Baskin Robbins to honor that. See, this one's beginning to come apart. This is actually one that I ought to. Well, I think if it's restrung, it'll be okay. All right, so here we go. Yeah, that's my little jar of pearls that are intact necklaces. Now, in this little jar, we're going to put my there. I'm going to put my these things. I don't know how many I've made. I've made maybe 10 of them. So that will be my birthday. And then the following day is a Friday. There's nothing on the calendar. Saturday, I might go over to a friend's house. I had told her that I would help her alter a very sexy, snazzy looking jumpsuit. She's an entertainer. She's a singer and a drummer. And sometimes I will help her with her costume. So I'm going to help her with that if she calls me back. If not, Saturday's open. Then Sunday in the afternoon, I go up to my sister's cabin along with Gracie, because my sister hires Gracie to clean her cabin every once in a while. So it's cabin cleaning weekend. And Grace does not like to be up there by herself. She doesn't like to drive up in the mountains alone. She doesn't like to be in the cabin overnight alone. So it's kind of becoming a thing. Whenever she does that, she'll call me and ask if I can come with her. And, we watch my sister's big screen TV and we loll around on the couch. And then the next day she cleans and then we come on home. So that's what we're going to do. Grant has been working on our firewood, getting that all cut up for our non-existent winter that we are not going to have this year. I don't know how hot it was today, but we had to have the air conditioning on in the car, and we also had to come home and turn it on for a while. So it's just hot, gonna be hot forever. California has decided it no longer believes in winter. So I think I dropped one of my...
China Peak is having everybody pray for snow.
China Peak is our local ski area. Let's see here. I dropped something. Hang on. Okay.
There's something right over in front of your toe. There's a shiny spot right. No, I don't know. Maybe
it's nothing. It's just glitter. It's nothing.
No, it isn't. See that?
Thank you. Alrighty. As you can tell, I'm not real focused tonight. Like I said, I'm scattered. Help. There we go. I did overdye my hair though, this kind of dusty rose color. It will probably last for 3 washings before you won't be able to tell that I ever did it. And that's because reds, I'm looking for another one of those. That's all the ones I did. Okay. It's because reds fade really quickly. All right, and so here's the garlands. Those will look pretty sitting somewhere, probably on a shelf in the craft room, but a visible shelf. All right. Now, let's get to the box. Oh, I'm so excited. First of all, let me show you the color of the box. Oh, I got my phone in there. Take my phone out of there. All right. So the box is a black box. And did I show anything I shouldn't have shown? No, I didn't. Okay, so anyhow, I love charcoal gray or black boxes. I just think they're wonderful.
But not houses.
Yeah, but not houses. So when I opened it up, this is what was inside. All I saw was antique lace. Okay. So I'm oohing and awing, and that's when Grant tells me, yeah, better show this on camera. Now the thing I just dropped is a face mask. Hang on. Put my chair back underneath my butt here. Okay. So, this is a little bit of that Glam Glow Youth Mud Tingle Exfoliate Treatment Mask Exfoliant. I don't think you need all those words to say it's an exfoliant mask. So anyhow, I think I'm going to use this in my next masking video, so I'm going to leave that there. Now let's go through this lace. It's just wonderful. So start with this one. And look, it's still on its card with its original price. There were 6 yards of this. It came from the Globe, which was probably a department store, and it was 27 cents. Look at that. Beautiful machine-made cotton lace. Gorgeous stuff. Okay, so here's the next one. Again, this was 5 yards at 27 cents. Look at this stuff. Isn't that beautiful? And this is just a lovely cotton lace you would use if you were making underwear, probably. I guess you could use it on a blouse. Here is a lace that it's a trim actually, a tape trim that I have never seen before. And I'm going to try and show it to you. It's a cotton tape that has been machine embroidered. Look at that. There we go. Got a little bit more. Look at how tiny the embroidery is. Itty bitty little embroidery. So this thing I would probably soak clean, and because it's got some stains and stuff on it. So I would probably soak this clean and then use it. The others I would use just the way they are. I love their patina. Okay, here's another lace. This is a nylon lace. Lovely, ancient. Okay, here's some more. Here is a machine-made lace. Beautiful. And another machine-made. Beautiful. And these feel mostly like cottons. They don't feel like, they're not scratchy like most modern laces are. They're very soft feeling. Look at how tiny and adorable that is. Just makes you want to make, I don't know, doll's clothes or something. Then I got some very, very old bias tape, which is a lovely thing to have. But look at this grosgrain ribbon. Look at this. It is green, like an olive green, which is one of my absolute favorite colors. But it has the warp threads are black, so it's got little black ends. So pretty. I want to make something for my own self to wear. I think the green and the purple in my hair would be nice. I should make I don't know, a headband or something out of that. I actually have a headband around here somewhere that I was wearing, but it got stuck in my hair. That I could do some sort of an embellishment on the top of that headband, but I don't have it right now. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, that's as far as I got before my husband said stop. So now everything that we're going to see now is new to me as it is to you. Okay, here is an eyelet lace. It had been 5 yards for 27 cents originally. On this stuff you would definitely see on petticoats, corset covers, that kind of thing. Okay, here is a card that has a beautiful, absolutely beautiful machine-made lace. Look at that. Let's see. Bootsy Sweethearts, Roy, I hope you're watching this because you would get a big kick out of these things. And then there's some elastic here, and then another lace. It's amazing. Honest to God, I cannot tell you if it's handmade or not. I can't tell, but I almost think this is handmade. I would know if I could find an end and pull it, then I would see if it was actually crocheted. It looks like it's really been crocheted. Look at this stuff. Isn't that amazing? And look how much there is of it. Look at this big hunk of it. I mean, you know, you could make something marvelous with this and really be able to see the lace. The other thing I could do with these is I could make something that's more of a sampler, like a pillow where each of these laces gets laid across and embroidered down or something so that you could really see it as a sampler. Oh, how cool! Looky! I got a mermaid brush! Oh. Cindy, this is the perfect way to end Election Day. Thank you so much. I'm loving this. Okay, so this mermaid brush for face, it has a nice little cover. That's cool. And it opens up like so. And then it has a marvelous brush. This is a marvelous brush, and look at the beautiful detail. Look at how this is so soft and so thick, and it's got so much body. You know how a lot of times you'll buy the cheap mermaid brushes or cheap brushes off of Wish and they won't have this body to them? This is amazing. I wonder what this brush is actually meant for. Is it meant for, it's not something that I would imagine you would want to get like a foundation on or something. I mean, it's just so fine, so beautifully made. So I don't know what it's for. Cindy, you have to tell me what product you're supposed to use with this. This is so neat. And then you just put it back in its little thing and you snap it up. Love it. Okay, what's next? Okay, I've got a couple more hanks of this, which I've shown you already. Then I've got a little tiny bit of that, which is also beautiful. Oh, I've got some other, this is a cucumber gel mask, extreme detoxifying hydrator. So I have yet another mask. I've got 2 weeks worth of masks already. This is cool. Then I've got a kind of a kiwi colored tape. I have more of that gorgeous stuff I showed you that looks like it's actually crocheted. I have more of this kind of stuff. Let's see. Oh, I've got a beautiful blue, a tiny blue lace. That is pretty. Finding colored laces is very uncommon. I've already shown you this, but I have more of it. This is something a little different. I've got more tapes in that kiwi color and a coral color. I see making like tiny little flowers or something out of these tapes. I have some twill, some white twill. I have some more binding tape. And I have a huge amount of this stuff. This is what you would call an insertion lace. The idea is you make a split in whatever it is you're making, and then this lace goes into the split so you can see through it. It's stitched on both sides. And it is wrapped around something very interesting. Something that says, Esther, the brave young queen. Now, for those of you who are Jewish, you know that Esther and I think Haman were the central characters around which the holiday of Purim revolves. And this is something that probably came from Sunday school. Looks like these are writing prompts with scripture, and the scripture crosses over into the New Testament. So I'm sure this Esther, the brave young queen, which I immediately thought of Purim. This isn't about that, because Purim is not a Christian holiday. Anyhow, Paul is shipwrecked. Paul in Rome. Paul writes his own story. Elijah and Elisha. Elijah hiding in a cave. A sorrowing mother made glad, and so forth. So these are writing prompts for Sunday school, I'm almost positive. If it's something different that you guys know of, tell me. Here's another beautiful little nylon lace that would go around the bottom of something. Oh, wow, look at this. Just scads and scads more of this stuff that I think was hand done, and now I can say with pretty much certainty it wasn't. But gosh, those look exactly like crochet stitches to me. Can't be. It has to be. This had to have been machine made. How would you? I mean, that would have taken lifetimes to make. Oh, here's a pretty. It's this kind of a coarse lace, but it's lovely. Almost has a macrame feel to it. Here's some more like that coarse lace I just showed you, only it's a little smaller. Then here's another machine-made lace. I can tell this is machine-made because I know what this stuff is. Beautiful. And a pink worm. A nod to Graveyard Girl and her worms. And then another sample of beautiful lace. So, wow. What a treasure trove. Cindy, I'm overwhelmed. I really am. This stuff like this just makes my heart go pitty-pat. Really does. So I will have to think up some good projects to use with these. And I know they're going to be projects that I will keep, projects for me personally. Because I am very, very stingy when it comes to things I love that I know I can't get any more of. That's when the gloves come off. That's when Cheryl stops being generous. I can buy felt and beads, but I could never find a box of lace like this. This is a special gift. So anyhow, that was my lovely gift from Cynthia. I also wanted to show you, like I said, Grant and I stopped at 99-cent store. I was looking specifically for, I'm going to put these over here. I was looking specifically for the 99-cent store's unicorn ornament. This year, the 99-cent store came up with 4 different themes for Christmas ornaments. And they have a theme called Millennial. And in the Millennial theme, they have a number of darling ornaments, which I will show you a few of. And then one of them is a unicorn. Well, none of our 99-cent stores have put the unicorn out, or maybe they didn't take possession of them. I don't know. 2 days ago, I went to a couple 99-cent stores. They had none of this stuff. Then on the way home, we stopped, and they had a fairly nice display of it, but they were missing a lot of the pieces that I had seen on a preview video. So, let me show you. First up, I love these bottle brush trees. This was $1.99. Wow. And I know I'm going to be using some of my pearl garland in here. I also have, somewhere in my stash, a collection of tiny, itty-bitty little glass ornaments in sort of bright pastels, but they have tarnished over the years. They belonged to my grandmother, so I'm going to use them as well as my garland to decorate this little tree. Okay. You guys have seen those Christmas gnomes that everybody's making out of socks? Well, I picked up a pair of socks because I want to make Christmas gnomes to give away to a couple people at Christmas. Okay, now here are some ornaments from that Millennial collection. Here's the unicorn in aqua. Not unicorn. Here is the seahorse in aqua. He's molded plastic and glittery. I just love him. Then I also picked up a couple of these little deer. I thought these deer were so cute. Now these deer are a reproduction of a type of ornament that was very popular years ago, and the originals of these are quite collectible. But I thought they were so darling, so I got one in kind of this aqua blue, and then I got one in this pink. They also had them in a hot pink color that I didn't like very much. They also had that seahorse in a peach color, a real bright peach that I didn't like, but I did get the pink and the blue on this little guy. And then they have another collection of stuff that's all white, silver, and clear. And this is the reindeer from that collection. And I just thought this reindeer was so lovely. It's iridescent. Let me see if it'll stand. Yeah, it'll stand. It stands on its own. So you can use it on a shelf or hang it on a tree. I will probably use it on a shelf. I love it. So yeah. And then we found, Grant, honey, what are those things you found that you love so much in there? They're blue corn chips.
Yeah, you can do a...
Oh, he wants to show you the blue corn chips that we found. We like these because they're non-GMO. They're like Fritos, right? Only they're blue. Tastes just like Fritos. And they're called burritos. So, he got 4 bags of those.
And they're 8 1/4 ounce bags for $1. They're out of date. They're out of date a week.
Yeah, out of date a week's not going to kill you. All right. So that pretty much brings you guys up to speed on what I did today. I think I'm going to spend the rest of my day editing this video because it's in, as you have, now that you've seen it, you know it's in a bunch of little chopped up bits. And when I'm done and I have this thing uploaded, I don't know, you want to watch an episode of Midsummer, honey?
Sure.
I guess we're going to watch an episode of Midsummer and chew on our corn chips and just, you know, just have a nice evening. I hope all of you guys are having a nice evening as well. Again, everybody who went out and voted, thumbs up, people. I'm proud of you. Bye.